This is a short video that I've been meaning to make for a while on the issue of comments. Now, I get only a small number of comments on my videos. Sometimes I get none, sometimes one or two, occasionally maybe a dozen, but let's say 3 or 4 a week or a day. Now, these comments are overwhelmingly, they're very friendly, very polite, very nice. It's very rarely I get a rude comment. And of course it's nice that people are nice and leave nice comments. But I've begun to notice that as I get older, the comments get nicer. Let me put it this way. Oh, I should say one thing here. For most of my life, I looked, let's say, embarrassingly younger than I was. You know, when I was 50, people used to mistake me for a teenager. Now, in one way that's nice, but it can also be a pain in the neck. And even my late 50s, you know, I looked sort of maybe 20. It's like being fat or thin. I could eat a horse. I eat very little, but I could stuff my face with chocolates and sweets all day long, and I'd just stay thin. And I suppose it's the same thing with age. Some people look old years before their time. Some people just retain their youth, and that was me for most of my life. It's only very recently, very recently, maybe the last 7-8 years, that I've suddenly gotten old. So my metabolism, having, let's say, corrected itself recently, a few years ago, it's now gone into overdrive. It's now really making me old looking. But, oh yes, the comments. What was I saying about that? Oh yes, youth. You know, in the past I had YouTube channels, various other channels. I had some blogs. And I looked a lot younger than I was. And I got plenty of robust criticism. Plenty of people telling me exactly what they thought of me and saying unflattering things. But as I got older, and more recently in particular, as I began to suddenly look older and older, the difference in the way people began to treat me was quite dramatic. You know, I am an old man, yes, but I'm also a person. And at a certain point when you become old, people stop treating you, if you like, as a full human being. They begin to see you as an old person, and they approach you in a different way. Now, I appreciate that people are being nice, respectful, and all of that. But inside my head, I'm the same person I was when I was 20. You know, and you know, you'll see people as they get older, they become old. They settle into the habits of old people. I'm not really one of those people. I'm still the same person I was 20. Now I'm not as young, as fit. So I'm constrained from doing a lot of things that I would have done because I don't have the energy. I'm not as healthy as I used to be. But essentially I'm the same person. And as I say, as you become older, you find you don't change, but people approaching you change. Their approach to you changes. The way they treat you is different. And yes, it's nice, and it's nice that people are trying to be nice, and I do appreciate it. But, you know, inside your head you don't really age. I am literally the same person inside my head. In fact, sometimes I look in the mirror and I sort of get a shock because I see an old man looking back. And 90% of the time, I'm not an old person in my head. Now, I don't go around trying to be young. I'm not one of those people who, nothing as bad as an old person is trying to be young and trendy. But anyhow, you should take my general point. Now, a couple of things I want to say about comments. Number one, I never delete comments. Occasionally I get these, you get these comments, maybe in a foreign language with a link. Or sometimes you'll get a comment with sentences that don't make any sense. And then there's a little link. Now these are, well, there's all sorts of viruses behind these. So I just delete those. And if somebody, if somebody came along and put in a really nasty sort of anti-Jewish comment, I mean really nasty, you know the type, I would delete that because, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, I read lots of comments, I sometimes comment myself, and, maybe you're watching a video which you've enjoyed, or maybe you didn't enjoy it, but it engaged you in knowledge of it. And then you read the comments and maybe you agree with the comments and maybe you don't. But you're enjoying the whole thing. And you look down comments, and then some nasty person has put in a really nasty comment. And it ruins everything. But it's an immediate downer, puts you off. So I delete stuff like that, but I never delete comments from people who disagree with me, or people who dislike me. Even people who are rude to me, I mean, if you want to say something rude, say it, I won't delete the comment. But, here it is. With Google now, and I think this is maybe the last 5-6 years or so, there's this phenomena whereby you post a comment, you check back the next day and it's gone. This happens to me all the time. Now, if that happens to you, if you leave a comment here and it disappears, I haven't taken it down. And to the best of my knowledge, Google hasn't taken it down. But it is a fact that comments that people post now, they come and go. I've seen comments of mine disappear. And then a month later you check and, oh, there it is back again. And a few days later you check just to see where you write about that, and it's gone again. This is commonplace. So if you put a comment and it disappears, it hasn't been taken off. The next time you're on check, it'll probably be there. But even if it isn't there, the next time after that, check again, and you will see it'll turn up. So if your comment disappears, it's whatever Google are doing, but it'll come back. Now, what else was I going to say? This is me all over. I always do this. I forget exactly what it is. Oh yes. Excuse me. Oh yes, I read all the comments and thank you for them. And I appreciate the fact that people are being polite and friendly and respectful. But you don't have to be too polite. You don't have to be too polite. But, oh God, what is it I was going to say? Comments. Oh God. Oh yes. This is early Alzheimer's or something. But comment. Oh God, my head is really gone blank. Comments. Oh yes, you don't have to be too polite. Now, oh yes, I don't reply to comments. Now, the reason for this, there are several reasons, and they're goodish reasons. But because there's a lot going on with comments. You know, you go and you watch a YouTube video, everything isn't quite as it seems. There's a lot of politics. You know, there are a lot of YouTubers and they'll reply to every comment. And they will reply in such a way as to encourage the person, the original commenter, to comment back in again. And all of this, of course, helps with the ratings. The more engagement there is, even in the comments section, that helps boost. So there's all that stuff going on. And then, you know, if you comment in the ordinary way, which I used to do in the past, or if you reply to comments, you know, the fact is some nights you'll reply and you feel up to it, other nights you'll be tired and you'll let pass. And you end up in a station where you might, quite accidentally, have replied to half a dozen comments over a period of time by one person, and you mightn't have replied to another person at all. And you know, the person's wondering, hang on, you know, he doesn't value my comments, that sort of thing. But there are lots and lots of reasons. Several, and they're sort of goodish reasons. But, oh, there's my memory gone again, it's terrible. But one of the reasons, or the principal reason I don't comment, and this is very simple, is this video. It's made up of two parts. There's the picture that you're watching, and then there's a comment section below. I make the videos and you make the comments. And you can't do anything about this video. But you can switch off, not come back. But it is what it is, and you have to put up with it. Well, the comments section, it is what it is, and I have to put up with it. The video is my part, the comments are your part. So that's that, as they say. But yes, I read all the comments, and I say they're all very polite. Even the people who obviously aren't happy with what I'm saying, they're very polite. So basically, that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, that's it. I'll probably think of something as soon as I switch this off. But that's about it. But thank you for the comments. And feel free to sort of debate within the comments, comment among each other. But I watch quite a lot of videos, too many in fact. It's very addictive, this YouTube thing. But I have no choice but to watch YouTube because I can't buy newspapers, I can't watch TV. So YouTube is my source of news. And of course, if you want to see interesting content, it's YouTube. You know, you won't hear intelligent debates on radio. And so, yeah, YouTube is a wonderful, it has its bad side, but you think, I mean, you can sit down any night of the week, make a cup of coffee, and hear some of the finest lectures that money could buy. You know, lectures that would have been the preserve of very, let's say, bright people in top colleges. Now, people like me can sit down and I can watch not just one, 10 in a night if I want to. So it's a wonderful facility, although it is addictive, very addictive. And I find I don't read as much as I used to. Now, I still buy books, good quality books, and I've started in the last couple of months to sort of force myself back into reading. Because, you know, with this YouTube thing, and I'm not online as such, I'm not addicted to the internet, it's really just YouTube. You know, with YouTube, you get your instant hit. You know, I get up in the morning, I make my coffee, switch on my smartphone, and you're sort of bored, wondering what to do, and you click on YouTube, almost immediately you see a video, click on that, and immediately you have that stimulation. And, well, I'm just stating the obvious, but And it's a wonderful thing, YouTube. But as I say, I'm sort of forcing myself in a sense. I'm trying to retrain myself to get back into reading, because while all of these lectures are wonderful and all that, you don't have a lot of time for serious reflection when you're watching a video. I think books are, if you want to digest things and mull them over, I think a book is better. Apart from that, I think reading is just a good thing. It stimulates your mind in a particular way. But I think I've said all I want to say. I just wanted to say that about comments. I say I read them all. Thank you for them. And you don't have to be so nice. It's yes, I'll finish up here, and I said this before, but I'll repeat it. You know, yes, I'm an old man, and it's nice that people are, let's say, respectful, polite, etc. But I'm still the same person I was, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So take care. Yes, we'll see. One more. I'm thinking, is there anything else I want to say? No, I'll think of something as soon as I switch this off. Take care.